you want to shoot off some bottle rockets or something, and now you don't have an eye, or whatever is going on. So kind of kind of silly. If I'm a Chargers fan, I'm super frustrated.
And I'm not saying everyone's saying Brock Purdy is going to be a Hall of Famer. Calm your tits, man.
No one's called out Steven Gostkowski yet. 3-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time All-Pro. You putting Gostkowski in the Hall of Fame, boys?
Who's that? The kicker? Doesn't matter. Next.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
Welcome in, beautiful people, to the hottest new sports podcast on the block, High Fiber Sports. Get your fiber in. I'm Matt Kobold. Big man in the middle is Brad McDonald, and our guy Doug is back with us. Doug, what's going on, man?
Boys, good to be back. I know summertime can get kind of busy, and I was gone for a little bit, but I caught up on all the episodes. I love the guests that we had on, and nice job to you guys. But glad to be here this week. Let's talk some sports. We got some stuff going on finally.
Hell yeah.
A lot going on right now. We had the trade deadline this week. A lot of NFL news, training camp going on. Brad, what's going on with you, brother?
Oh, man. I am just stoked to get going again, guys. Getting all loosey-goosey.
Oh,
and, I had a couple questions for you guys to get going here.
That was wet.
Well,
That chair
I
chair's
told
toast.
you. Yeah, I'll probably have
Wow.
to burn it.
I wasn't ready for that.
Nor was my chair, Matt. Nor was my chair. High fiber, that sounded quite low fiber, actually. I might need to get that checked or take some Metamucil after the pod here. But anyway, yes. Boys, I am so stoked to be back. I know it's been a little low. You know, the summer gets a little dead, but NFL camp's starting to pick up. You start hearing the rumors. Everything is going on. Like, Matt, speaking of trade deadline rumors, I heard you had a problem with diarrhea here recently. Because that lines up perfectly.
Big problem. I've been on air talking about diarrhea before for myself, but not for me this time. I'm walking, I record down in the basement. I'm walking halfway down the stairs. I get hit by something. I'm like, do we have a leak? Is something going on with the toilet in the basement? So I come down here, I investigate, got a little bit of poop by the sink. And of course, Bentley, I went to California this weekend, so maybe a couple.
Bentley isn't his dog, by the way, not just some person that poops
dog,
in his house. Yeah.
Might have been long stints for him. So I see a little bit of diarrhea by the sink, and then I go walk around by the washer and dryer, and my goodness, it looked like a medium swirl vanilla chocolate ice cream cone from Dairy Queen. It just multiple piles of diarrhea. And I don't know if the carpet's going to make it, boys. I don't know.
Yeah. And your fingers, have you burned them off yet?
I got 3 fingers in the poop. Didn't have any gloves. I said, screw it. He's my boy. I can get in there. I can get in there with some paper towels. And no, it got
not when you miss.
Nasty.
Not when you miss.
No, that's on me.
Speaking of finger and poop, Doug, I see you got a new microphone this week.
Yeah, we'll see how we'll see if it keeps me in the room this time. Not really sure, but fingers are crossed.
Well, your fingers are in a better state than Matt's. We'll put it that way.
That's a gamble that didn't work out. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna wash my hands again as soon as we're done with this. Again, I gotta wash again. We want to talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame. Okay, Doug sent us a little list of guys the other day for the 2026 candidates. Brad, I'm going to throw it to you here first. We got a lot of names on this list, a lot of names that we saw growing up play, some recent guys. Brad, give me your top 3 guys that you would be surprised if they don't get in.
I mean, in my opinion, there's 3 that have to get in. If these 3 do not get in, it's an absolute freaking disgrace. If you just never watched the game and just looked at their numbers, they have to get in. Frank Gore gets in every single time, 3 times, 4 times. We discussed in our chat group he should be a 0th ballot Hall of Famer. He should have been put in last year. Again, huge homer pick there. I grew up on Frank Gore. I get it. He is at the bottom of the 3 that I'm mentioning, so calm down. Number 2, 1 and 2, I could go either way, but it's Fitzgerald and Brees. Like, Drew Brees is the best midget to ever throw a football. Like his accuracy, the way his career went is kind of why a lot of people think that Brock Purdy can be a Hall of Famer. Is because he might not have a cannon, but he can place the ball exactly where he wants to place the ball at all times. And I'm not saying everyone's saying Brock Purdy is going to be a Hall of Famer. Calm your tits, Matt. That's not what I was getting at. But what I was saying is, like, at this trajectory right now, do you realize the first 2 years in the NFL, who has the most passing yards all time in the playoffs? Shut the fuck up. It's Brock Purdy. I won't even let you think. Shut up. 1,300 some odd fucking yards.
I assumed.
Yeah. Okay. So that's not normal, obviously.
Pretty good.
So he might be actually good. Calm down, everyone. I get it where he was drafted, but turns out he's probably good. All right. So, sorry. Brock Purdy, of course, is going to come up with Drew Brees because it's a very good comparison. But then Fitz. I mean, Fitz. And the other guys on there, I will never pretend to be an offensive lineman evaluator. So Pouncey and Adkins on there, like, I know they were great. They're always in the Pro Bowl every year. But I can't comment that. Phillip Rivers, go fuck himself. LaShawn McCoy seems to have fucked his own self with his words multiple times. But, I mean, the rest of them, wins. All of them are going to get in eventually, I think. It's a pretty solid class, but those 3 are mine. Sorry, that's a little long, but...
I like that top 3, Brad. Doug, are you going to agree, disagree, give us a new name? What's up?
Drew Brees, it's just toss it in the bucket. It's a no-brainer. Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl MVP winner, Comeback Player of the Year award winner, top 5 in just about every category that matters. That's a lock. Love Drew. Fitz, same thing. I mean, didn't never quite got the ultimate prize that everybody plays for, but again, you're talking about a guy statistically that is towards the top in almost everything. I'm gonna go. I think Jason Witten, and like Brad said, these guys are gonna get in. Jason Witten, I mean, as a tight end, yeah, he's. I don't know. I think I saw that he was second all time for tight end receiving yards, touchdowns.
Frank Gore. Okay.
Well, and I'm gonna do what I want. Matt said 3. I'm gonna give you 4. Frank Gore's. I mean, he's the most durable football player. He's the most durable football player that's ever played. I mean, the guy was almost never injured. His running style he wasn't the fastest by any stretch, but he was on the field every week without fail. He's top 3 in attempts, top 3 in yards, all time. And that's through different. I mean, he's played for 4 different teams, so. I think Frank gets into. I'm going to throw his name in there as a 3, a 3A, 3B, because I can't leave Frank out. When I saw that list, I'm like, oh, Frank's in. But that me and Brad are homers, and I get that. But
yeah,
Frank Gore's getting in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's tore 800 ACLs, I think. 2.
Yeah, I mean,
same.
When he came out of college, I think both of his knees had already been blown out, and everybody was like,
he had
"We don't
blown
know
out
what's
both
going to
knees.
happen," and the guy never got injured ever.
Never again. Yeah, it was like
literally never did.
Does it? Never again.
Yeah.
Matt, who you got? Who are your lockdowns?
Boys, there's not going to be a lot of debate here tonight. You know, put it in the comments, people out there listening. Put it in the comments. Tell us your top 3, top 4, top 5. But I'm with you guys. Drew Brees, a.k.a. Drew Brees. Super Bowl MVP. Throw him in there. 20 years in the league. My goodness.
Yeah. Come on.
Larry Fitzgerald, over 1,400 receptions, over 17,000 yards, 121 tutties. Fitzy's got to go in. Fitzy's got to go in. And I'm with you, Doug. You can't sleep on Jason Witten here. 17 years, guys. Over 1,200 receptions, over 13,000 yards, 74 tutties. I like Jason Witten. And I'm with you guys. Frank Gore, he was playing for the Colts when I was in college in Indianapolis. So Frank Gore, he was all the rave downtown. So
they can do 3 to 5. 3 to 5, isn't it? Active, like recently active players. I looked up like the rules. I think it's 3 to 5. So I'll give you guys your 4.
I like those 4, boys. What about, no one's called out Steven Gostkowski yet? 3-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time All-Pro. You putting Gostkowski in the Hall of Fame, boys?
Who's that? A kicker? Doesn't matter. Next.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
3-time champ, 2-time All-Pro. Put him in there. What about
whatever? Give him a sticker. I don't care.
No
I mean, it's one of these. It's
Pat
McAfee. Where, yeah. It's one of these things like, yeah, like Pouncey, like we're not talking about him. We're not talking about, Gino,
Yeah.
but to casual
He's
fans
an
like
all-time
us,
great, obviously.
for sure. Like to
Yeah.
casual fans like
Yeah.
us, we're looking at the Hall of Fame and we remember the highlights. And unfortunately, Pouncey, it's just he's the dude in the trench. He is a Hall of Famer. But so yeah, we're probably being unfair, especially to the special teams folks. Not really for the brand, I would say.
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
Pouncey went to college with Aaron Hernandez, so
boys, old boys.
Shit. All right, that wasn't a good thing. That was bad. Yeah. Wait, my bad.
Just to throw out the names that haven't been mentioned: Julian Edelman, 3-time champ, a Super Bowl MVP. Des Bryant. I don't have either of those guys getting in. Greg Olson, no thanks. Shady McCoy's close for me, but I don't think him and Phillip Rivers are on that top list for me, guys. Anything, Brad?
I hate to say I think Phillip Rivers should be in there, but I do. Trust me, that pains my soul. But I'm trying to be like honest. Like, fucker was good, and I mean, they had some really good teams that just never quite pulled it off. Sure, I don't know if you're saying that like playoff accomplishments are everything, but then you have to throw out Aaron Rodgers, and that's the best thrower of the football I've ever seen. So like, we gotta be. And Dan Marino, I was too young for Dan Marino. I'm sure I would have said the same thing about him. But like, we have to be realistic here. Like, from what I've seen, I watched Phillip Rivers play. How he could like throw it from his tit 40 yards, I have no idea how he did that. It was the worst goddamn form I've ever seen. Fucker was accurate. He was like high 60, 70%. Go 10 plus wins every goddamn year. I'd say it, but I think he's in.
Yeah,
and
he threw for a ton of yards. Every game threw for a ton of yards.
I think he's in too. It might not be first year, but I think he's definitely in.
5-7 playoff record. We're putting that guy in there.
Dan Marino doesn't have a Super Bowl. What's his playoff record? Tell me Dan Marino's playoff record. Look it up right now.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we're talking about playoff record, then does that apply to other, I mean, or is it just we look at quarterback? I mean, I don't like Todd Gurley.
Exactly.
Like, what do we,
Yeah. He doesn't
I've made the argument when
Dan Marino 8-10.
8-10
in the playoffs. Okay. All right. I just don't know if playoff record matters to me as doesn't move the needle for me. For me personally, then we're gonna say like, whoa, what was Pouncey's playoff record? Yeah. Nobody asked that.
What the fuck? Yeah, who the fuck? Yeah, that's an even better point. What is Maurice Pouncey's playoff record? It's actually probably good.
Like?
Yeah, yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, you only ask that about quarterbacks, and I get it, they're the leader of the team, but that like I think that's a bit overblown. If your team's a bag of dicks covered in shit, you can't really win games, even if you're good.
Doug, Julian Edelman, Des Bryant, Shady McCoy. You putting any of those three in? I'm good on them right now. I'm good on them.
Here's yeah, here's my only when it comes to Edelman, who was obviously a stud, and he's still I mean, he's still in great shape from what I've seen. I mean, athlete through and through. Um, his teams were good, and obviously, did you say he has a Super Bowl MVP?
He
I,
does.
Mm-hmm.
He
okay,
does.
so I mean,
They have like 13 catches won in the Super Bowl, some
Big
shit like
game.
that.
yeah,
Big game.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know what the criteria is. I'm looking at like a single body of work for him. I don't know I don't know where he ranks in all the categories. I mean, I think he's in. I don't know. Sometimes I look at the Hall of Fame and I'm like, that guy got in. Like, I don't know. But I'm just a fan. I don't know I don't vote, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I don't have a slip that I turn in. But yeah, I mean, I think he'll get in, but I don't know. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, yeah, everybody knows who he is and he was fantastic, but single like his single statistics, like, I don't know where he ranks on anything. So
I think overall the Hall of Fame's getting a little soft. Getting a little soft on us. You know,
yeah,
Brad, you asked me the other day what my biggest blast was in the NFL. What my biggest blast was. And I went literal. I went literal on you. Najee Harris finds himself on the NFI, the non football injury list, after suffering a superficial eye injury during a fireworks mishap. Now, Brad, he's got no timetable to return. You used to be a nurse. A superficial eye injury. Can you tell us about it?
It's of the eye is where it happened.
nailed it.
No, honestly, I read that Najee Harris got the fireworks injury, and I was like, I just thought he was trying to join the all hands team with Jason Pierre-Paul,
JPP.
and yeah, no, it turns out it was of his face. I'm like, oh shit, maybe he's trying to match what's his face, the tight end from Cleveland last year. You know, he burned
Joku.
his fucking face. And
Joku.
Joku, yeah, 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 and from what I've read, they're not saying a lot. It seemed like it was nothing at first, but then they put him on, longer wait time. So,
NFI.
like, it, uh, going back to the nurse mode, I would think originally just be like a corneal abrasion or, burn, but it was clearly something more than that. So I have no idea to be out this long, and they're saying hopefully he doesn't miss more time. I got nothing. I'm not an ophthalmologist, or proctologist or anything.
Now, I like Najee Harris, fellas. I like Najee Harris. It's his first year in LA with the Chargers. Spent his first 4 years with the Steelers. Never's missed a game. He's not missed a game, boys, in his 4 seasons as Iron Man. Doug, what do you think about Najee Harris's fireworks mishap? What happens here in the Chargers backfield if Najee's not ready to go?
I you hear about all these weird, and we're all human. We all like fireworks. We all like to do things like jet skiing and four-wheeling and all this stuff, but I mean, the 4th
While
of
shooting
July
off
is just,
fireworks.
yeah. I mean, I heard about this and I'm like, bruh, like, you're going to the Chargers, who run the ball a ton. Like, you have an
Woo!
opportunity to be the guy. Like, in a
Yes,
Jim
sir.
Harbaugh offense that was old school, like, he's one of those offenses that he likes the fullback, he likes to run the ball a lot. And so now you want to shoot off some bottle rockets or something, and now you don't have an eye or whatever is going on. So kind of kind of silly. If I'm a Chargers fan, I'm super frustrated. Because now they're probably going to lean on that rookie they drafted, Hampton. I mean, I would imagine he's going to be getting a bunch of carries. They signed Naeem
Hello.
Hines. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
there's a lot of talk
now
about him though.
right,
Yeah.
and look what the Chargers did with their running backs last year. I mean, they took a couple of guys that were available and they made them into really good running backs, and now they have a whole new backfield. And Harris, I like Harris too. I mean, Warren came in and he just outright, I think he just won that job out there. So I liked him in this offense, and now it's like, geez. And they're not even putting a timetable. They're not even saying it could be 2 months, it could be 2 weeks, it could be a month. Like they're not even
Yeah,
giving
it must
numbers.
have been pretty severe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
You'd have
man.
been safer shooting bottle rockets out of his ass, like the guys in Jackass. That seems like it would actually be safer than whatever he actually went through. That's kind of strange.
The eye is tough. The eye is tough.
Yeah.
You need your
People
vision.
burn buttholes all the time.
Yeah.
Trust me, old
You,
nurse.
you don't need your butthole to play football, but you might need your eyes. You might need your eyes. Doug, you bring up Amarion Hampton out of North Carolina, the number 22 pick. Fellas, he had back-to-back years of over 1,500 rushing yards and 15 rushing tutties. I don't want to say I'm drooling about this guy in fantasy, but he looks like he's 22 years old. He looks like a young keeper. You know, Najee's 27, a little bit older. This could be, if Najee comes back and he's good to go next season, this could be Hampton's backfield by himself.
What a
Looking like
1-2 punch, man.
Looking like a keeper, like I said.
Yeah.
I'm drooling a little bit about Amarion Hampton. Brad, any thoughts there?
Yeah, maybe a little pre-com too, you know. Yeah, I think they with Jim Harbaugh, again, Niners fan here, I experienced this. What they did, they came in, they drafted offensive linemen, and they won games. They didn't care who the hell they had at quarterback. It was going to happen. They're going to win games, play good defense, and that's exactly what they're doing again. So, hell yeah. I mean, with Najee, he'll be back, unless he's completely blind right now, which, eesh, I guess that's bad. But outside of that, they're going to be fine. It's Jim Harbaugh, dude. Like, they won how many games last year? What, 10, 11?
I think 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to win at least 2 more next year. I mean, it's what Jim Harbaugh does until you get so annoyed by him that you fire him. And that's his process. So eventually, they'll fire him unless he wins Super Bowls, and then they'll deal with it. But yeah, it sounds like he annoys the shit out of people after a few years, and they're like, yeah, well, see ya. So we'll see. He's gonna win though. I'm not worried about them. Running back, whatever running back they got, they'll run the shit out of it and they'll win.
Yeah, like you were saying, Doug, he made Gus Bust Edwards available and J.K. One-Leg Dobbins available last season, and Greg Roman. He runs that bitch in the ground too, G-Ro,
Oh yeah.
the OC. So I'm excited about the Chargers, 11-6 last season. I think they're a threat for that division. I think they're a threat to battle the not only the Chiefs but the Broncos. A very good division, AFC West, very good.
We
I want to
weren't
talk
saying that
about
too
a
long
quarter.
ago.
No,
I mean, the
Mhm.
last year, I mean, it was always like, who are the Chiefs gonna? The Chargers could never figure it out. The Broncos were trash. The Raiders are the Raiders, and
Oh, the
now
AFC
you look.
West was just plow
Oh,
through.
it's yeah. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like, let's just get through the regular season and make sure we're good to go for the playoffs. But now you're talking about that division being pretty damn good right now, and yeah, Harbaugh's gonna run into the ground. The Broncos are
Yeah.
looking great. Yeah. So yeah, great call out.
I want to talk about the shit sniffing Browns here to finish up a little bit of NFL discussion because they're kind of our team. They're kind of our team, the High Fiber Sports, and one of their quarterbacks. We've been talking about him a lot. He's the one of the most talked about quarterbacks so far on High Fiber Sports. Shaduer Sanders, I believe the third, fourth stringer right now, boys. He was my number 2 quarterback prospect coming into the draft. He falls all the way to the 5th round, number 144 overall. But the reason we're talking about him right now from the Cleveland Browns is because we got to add him into our NFL's biggest dipshit of the year category.
Dipshit of the year.
Shaduer Sanders got caught going 101 and a 60 last month after being pulled over for going 91 and a 65 earlier in the same month. Pulled over twice already. I hear he's the only quarterback in Cleveland not getting first team reps in practice. Kenny Pickett has a hamstring injury. Doug, what do you think about Shaduer Sanders getting pulled over twice already as a rookie, and what's going to happen with the QB situation there?
You know, I'll my gut reaction is this. You have the eyes on you, so what are we doing going 6 digits on any road anywhere? That's kind of like, dude, come on, pull your head out of your ass kind of thing. At the same token, like I've watched the cam footage, all this kind of stuff. It really was like it's nothing agree like we've seen so many rookies get into so much hot water right off the bat. To me, it's like I'm not making a big deal out of it. I don't like I'm seeing him being one of the first ones on the field, one of the last ones off the field every day. I think maybe yesterday he finally got first team reps. I for me, in my opinion, which is pretty strong of Shadur, I don't. If it was something more serious than a speeding violation or a couple within a month, I'd be like, okay, well, you had your chance, you blew it. To me, it's whatever. Like, let's move on. I mean, even his brother was making jokes about it. I don't think they think it's a big deal either. So I'm still in on Shadur. With the injuries, I think they're going to cut somebody. I've seen Dylan Gabriel's video in practice. Not looking great. Shador's looked decent, and with his from everything I've seen, I'm not there, but he's putting in the work and he's working hard. So I think ultimately, we'll see what happens. That organization is something else. You got the owner spouting. I don't know. It's weird, but I'm still Team Shador. I'm still rooting for him.
The Browns seem like they're always in the headlines, a lot of off seasons for the wrong reasons. We talked about Shadur a lot. I'm with you there, Doug. I think he's the most talented quarterback on the roster. But damn it, if it happens a third time, like then it's a problem. If it happens a third time, then it's a problem. You're not going to get in the game. You're not going to be getting those first team reps if it happens a third time. Brad, what do you think about Shadur Sanders here in Cleveland?
I mean, we have to talk about the Browns because it sounds like a name that should be the
It's our
Turds.
squad.
Like our logo should be the Browns logo. In all honesty, hit us up, Browns. We'll do a
That
deal.
elf,
No problem.
Ernie the
Yeah,
elf.
elf. No, you're the Browns. Your mascot should be a
It's all-
smiling turd or a ferocious turd,
It should be
whatever.
it should be
But
our logo.
it should be our logo, obviously. But if you don't want to do that, it should still be a turd.
Shouldn't be a fucking elf.
Elf. Yeah, that makes sense. The Browns. Here's a midget
Ernie.
that makes toys. I don't
Ernie.
why. It doesn't I don't they don't it doesn't yeah, it doesn't add up. The math doesn't math there. No, I think honestly I hate to say it, but I agree with all you guys. Like I've said from the beginning, Shador is probably gonna win this job. Dylan Gabriel, I'm 4 to 5 inches taller than Dylan
Oh,
Gabriel. Okay. And
think so.
that's not good. I think they mentioned a stat only like 3 quarterbacks under 6 feet have really truly succeeded in the NFL. What Drew Brees, um, Russell Wilson, and I forget the third that have anywhere near a successful career. And so to think Dylan Gabriel is one of those, no, sorry, I don't think so. Shador 6'2", like he's got the pedigree. He's been bred in football. I think with the traffic, whatever. Come on, we all did dumb shit. We just didn't get caught at that age, and he's a big fucking deal, you know. Yeah, I don't buy it. Yeah, I think he ends up winning the job. Flacco is their best option right now. Pickett's hurt, and speaking of, I probably have larger hands than Kenny Pickett. Okay, like we're talking about size of thing. Like, come on, like no, if he wasn't gonna like Pittsburgh shipped his ass so fucking quick after being a first rounder.
First
I
rounder.
think tells you everything you need to know. So that ain't the answer. So it's kind of like Flacco until Shador learns, because I don't think Dylan Gabriel is the next less than 6 foot great quarterback. I'm not buying it.
I don't know what the line is for the Browns, Doug. I'll put it at 5.5 wins. You taking the over under 5.5 wins for the Browns this season?
I'm gonna I'm gonna go under on that. I'm gonna go under on that.
Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna have to join him.
That's
I agree with you.
a
Shit
threesome,
under.
boys. Threesome. Go check it
Yeah.
out. I tried to load it up on FanDuel, but no options right now. But 5.5. We're all three taking the under on the Browns wins this season. All right, boys and girls, that's going to do us this week for High Fiber Sports, a full NFL episode, talking a little bit about the Hall of Fame coming up here in 2026. Najee Harris had the fireworks mishap. What's going to happen in the Chargers backfield? And, of course, Shaduer Sanders. He's always in the headlines, it seems like, already. Just hasn't even played it down yet in the NFL, and he's already making news off the field, not for the right reasons. But we appreciate everybody coming out here tonight. Please like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. We appreciate all the time, any time that you spend on this episode. Got it on fucking 3 fingers.
Oh,
I
it's
gagged
the worst when you get it on your hand.
I gagged a little bit.
Stop. I'm gonna puke.
Well,
I'm gonna puke. I think I'm going to
remember, guys,
throw
I used to.
up.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Well, your wife does this for a living. Doug's maybe someday wife does this for a living, and I do it for fun and used to do it for a living, fingering butts. That is.
For fun.
Yeah. Well, y'all got our things, No, but seriously, going
Well, that's
like
just when
I
the Dollar
couldn't
General's
go back
open,
to being.
but-
Oh, you want to score some ass, especially dirty ass. That's where it's at.
They're open a lot.